It's my house, come on, turn it up. Hear a knock on the door and the night begins. Cause we've done this before, so you come on in. Make yourself at my home, tell me where you've been. Pour yourself something cold, baby, cheers to this. Sometimes you gotta stay in, and you know where I live. Yeah, you know what we is. Sometimes you gotta stay in. Welcome to my house, baby, take control now. We can't even slow down. We don't have to go a while. Welcome to my house, play that music too loud. Show me what you do now. We don't have to go a while. Welcome to my house. Welcome to my house. Morning comes and you know that you wanna stay. Close the blinds, let's pretend that the time has changed. Keep our clothes on the floor, open up champagne. Let's continue tonight, come on, celebrate. That's how we do. Sometimes you gotta stay in. And you know where I live.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Hazleton area. Tonight, the boys are in action, and it's the semifinals of the District 2, District 4 Sub-Regional. Hello, everyone. My name is Paul Bow, alongside my tag team partner. Tonight, we might do it Lucha Rules, Coach. The coach, Rich Salonis. And you know what they say, Coach? Now, thy friend, the time has come, to quote Lionel Richie, to raise the roof and have some fun. And Coach Barlett is hoping that the Cougars will be partying all night long, in a good way, with some gummy bears and some Kool-Aid, as they go to the Mohegan Sun Arena at KC Plaza. But standing in their way is none other than the Scranton Knights. They have won 6 games in a row, Coach. They have a record of 12 wins, 11 losses. They got here by knocking off Wyoming Valley West, and that was 57-47 the other night. Coach, we talk about Wyoming Valley West all year. They got off to an 0-10 start, but they battled back, and just like Scranton, they started off slow, and that was a war, that game.
Correct.
So, Hazleton, 8-2 at home this season. They're riding a 4-game winning streak, but what we saw happen last night, Coach, is the girls didn't play since February 6th. The boys have not played since defeating Dallas in that Donnybrook, the thriller in Manila, on February 9th.
That's correct. So we're going to find out if they had the same issues that the girls did in terms of a sluggish start, but hopefully that won't happen tonight for the boys' version of Hazleton's team.
Yep, Scranton 1-8 in the Lackawanna Conference. They finished 5th. Like we said, they're on a 6-game winning streak. Coach, tell me a little bit about the three-point, should we say, bonanza that goes on in Scranton.
Well, they've got 2 pretty decent three-point shooters on the team. Lesdowski and Battaglia both have shared the same. They both have hit 41 three-pointers apiece throughout the season, so it's something to keep an eye on tonight. Anytime you have shooters that can shoot the ball and extend the defense, it certainly opens up lanes inside. So it'll be interesting to see how Coach Barletta and staff is going to defend Lesdowski and Battaglia. Well, leading score, and that's not even their leading scorer.
No, the leading scorer, Coach. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Is Oliver Almonte, Paul? So you can take it from there.
No, what I was going to say is he's the biggest player on the team at 6'2".
Right. So has not been a three-point threat.
No, but he is their man in the middle there, and we've seen him block a bunch of shots there. But Scranton, overall, not a very big team. They shoot the ball very well from behind the arc. They're shooting 66% from the line as a team. And, Coach, I'm looking at that bullet point you have there. 7.2 three-pointers a game. By my Hazleton math, that's a lot of three-pointers in 23 games. That's over 200.
Well, it is, and it's over 21 points per game. They're averaging 53.7, roughly 54. So it's a little bit over a third of their point production per game throughout the season. So, again, it's funny. You can make statistics be anything they want, but once we get to Hazleton, unless you want to just let me run that through now. Their points per game are 54. They're giving up 53. Scranton scoring 53.7 and giving up 53. So
yeah, it's amazing. Coach, tell me a little bit about the history of these two teams. We know they're no strangers.
Well, they're no strangers. They're total strangers during the regular season. Right. But here's an interesting fact that you warned me about this morning, because and I got to tell you, folks, this man is always working, the hardest working person I know involved in this business. Since 2016, they've faced off 5 times. They've all been in the playoffs. They didn't play in the playoffs last season, but 5 years previous to that, they have all faced off. Hazleton owns a 3-2 advantage, but the Knights have won the last 2 of those 5 meetings, and the last time these two schools squared off was March 9th, 2021, with Scranton winning a 73-68 contest.
Wow. So, strangers during the day, partners in the night, as we say, Coach, and in the postseason, these two are always a good matchup when they come. Scranton, like I said, plays a very tough schedule. You look at their schedule. They've beaten some good teams. They knocked off Abington Heights 42-40, I believe the score was. I can't see that. Where is it, Coach? There it is. 43-41. I was close.
But again, for lack of a better term, they've been schizophrenic. They've scored as little as 43 and as high as 70 points. So, you know, they beat Honesdale. They put 82 points on the board and gave up 71 in that game. So, again, not to sound like somebody, but they're like a box of chocolates. You don't know what you're going to get.
Absolutely. But I'll tell you what, one thing that springboarded this program was that win against Abington Heights. Since then, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in a row, give them 6 because they were coming off a 3-game losing streak. They lost a game against Scranton Prep. Abington Heights provided that springboard for them, and they won 6 in a row. We saw that last night with Williamsport as they won 4 in a row, the girls, and it springboarded them. Go ahead, I'm sorry.
Well, that's all right. No, let's just take a quick look. We're looking at it here. They opened up with a win. They lost 2 in a row. They won 1. They lost 1. They won 1. Then they proceeded to lose 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in a row. Won 3 in a row. Lost 3 in a row. And now they haven't lost since February 3rd when Scranton Prep beat them by 10 points, 76-66. So much like a game where you have these streaks and these runs by each team, their season has been a run. If you want to look at it that way, they've either been really good or really bad. And right now, Hazleton tonight is getting what at least has been the very good version of the Knights.
Well, I'm just looking at their schedule real quick, and then we're going to move to Hazleton. Redeemer into district final. Riverside into district final. West Scranton beat Dallas in overtime in the district final. Abington Heights in the district final. Scranton Prep, I believe, in the district final. So they're playing a tough schedule. Abington Heights, as we said before. Correct. It just goes on and on. Hazleton also, you know, we talked to Coach Barletta before the season, or during the season, at the beginning of the year, and he said they beefed up their non-conference schedule, and they want to make sure it pays dividends. And they're on a 4-game winning streak.
They are on a 4-game winning streak, you know, and again, you know, they've been a little bit sporadic. From January 19th to January 31st, they were 1-4 with a lone win over Berwick. Then they've turned it on since then. They've had 2 overtime games, 1 a triple overtime game, but they have won their last 4. So, you know, we had a chance to talk to some of the upper brass before the game, as we always do get here early, and they haven't been stagnant. They have game-wise, but they got the scrimmage a team, and so hopefully that rust will be taken off them. But
we talked about that, Coach, a 16-day layoff in between games, and we said that when we were closing out that night. You know, it's a long layoff for these teams.
Correct.
Well, let's turn it down to the public address announcer for the starting lineups along with the Star Spangled Banner and our alma mater, and then we will be back with some basketball.
For tonight's basketball game featuring the Scranton Knights and the Hazleton area Cougars in this PIAA District 2 Class 6A semifinal. We remind you that the winner of tonight's game will play in the arena next Saturday night for the District 2-4 championship. At this time, we direct your attention to the video boards for a message from our Superintendent of Schools, Dr. Brian Uplinger.
Hi everyone, this is Dr. Brian Uplinger, Superintendent of Schools for the Hazleton Area School District. I want to take this opportunity to thank you for being here. Thank you for supporting our students all across the district, from academics to athletics to extracurricular and everything in between. Thank you so much for being here. At this time, please rise for the playing of our national anthem and also our school alma mater. Let's go Cougars!
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Now let's meet the starting five for the Scranton Knights. At guard, he's a 5'8" freshman. He wears number 1. This is Tony Battaglia. At guard, a 5'8" senior, number 2, Riquis Senard. At forward, he's a 6'3" junior, number 21, Oliver Almonte. At forward, a 6'2" senior, number 24, Dylan Lazdowski. And at forward, a 6'1" senior, number 32, Donnie Laybourne. The Knights are coached by Tony Battaglia. starting lineup for your Hazleton area Cougars. At guard, a 5'9" junior, number 15, Luke Gennaro. At guard, a 5'9" junior, number 2, Nikolai Santiago. At guard, a 6' junior, number 21, Sammy Guzman. At forward, a 6'3" senior, number 35, Chris Catron. At forward, a 6'4" junior, number 44, Joey Marshall. The Cougars are coached by Tim Barletta. He is assisted by J.J. Ron Miller, Jimmy McDermott, and Brian Billig. The officials for tonight's game. From the Wyoming Valley Conference, Bruce Weinstock and Tom Layton. From the Lackawanna League, Kevin Walsh.
All right, we are set to get underway. Triple H is calling. It's time to play the game. Coach, don't be spitting your water out like the game does. Marshall to jump with Almonte, tip controlled by the Cougars. And we are underway in the District 2, District 4 sub-regional semifinal game with a ticket to the championship on the line next Saturday night at the Mohegan Sun Arena at KC Plaza. Man defense there by Scranton, bodied up. Catrone's going to launch a 3. That missed everything, and a rebound by Ladowski. Up ahead to Sedard. Over to Battaglia. He can shoot the ball from out there, the freshman. Son of Coach Tony Battaglia. Armonte in the lane. Back out, right wing extended, and Senard has it pumped away. They call a foul there, Coach?
I believe they did call a foul, and it's going to go against Luke Gennaro as the Cougars have come out in an aggressive man-to-man defense.
Yeah, this is going to be a very physical game.
But now we'll see if the calls are going to be this way the whole night, because that was...
Lazowski over to Senard. Top of the key, back to Battaglia. Inside to Almonte. Drives to the basket, nice drop step. Can't get it to fall as it curls right back out. Into the hands of Gennaro. Left-handed dribble across the timeline. Luke kicks it back. Marshall's going to launch a 3. No good as the Cougars start off 0 for 2 from behind the arc. And there's going to get another touch foul there.
Correct.
And that's going to be on Almonte. And for Scranton, they got to keep him out of foul trouble.
Yes, they do. He's their leading scorer, 12, as you said in the broadcast opening, 12.7, about 13 points a game for the Knights.
Guzman looks to trigger the inbound and does. Gennaro fadeaway jumper. That's partially blocked by Senard. And here comes Senard. The senior, 5'8", kicks it over to Claiborne. Back over to Donnie again, picks up his dribble, mid-range jumper by Senard. He's knocked it down. Rakeith Senard. And Scranton gets off to the 2-0 start.
Senior hits the mid-range jump shot. Put the Knights on the board in their Vegas gold and Cardinal uniform.
Nice pass to Gennaro, up and in.
Well done.
We talked a little bit about, before the game, with one of the Hazleton coaches. He said those backdoor plays are going to be open. And they have been. Battaglia gets caught in the lane. Back out. Over to Almonte. Almonte kicks it back over to Ladowski. Drives, dishes back. Battaglia launches a long 3. Hard off the back.
2-2 game here as Gennaro brings the ball across midcourt.
Marshall. Back to Gennaro. Or excuse me. Back over to Marshall. Marshall throws it hard as it was Catrone who dished the ball to him. We're tied here at 2-2.
Joey a little off tonight. 0 for 2 so far. And we'll remind you, we'll keep score updates for you unless that gets on the screen.
Yep, Battaglia, long three.
And there we go, Paul. What did we talk about? Correct?
He's knocked down 41 of them on the year. Give it 42. And Tony can shoot. Only a freshman. Back over to Santiago. They're going to get a reach there.
And Battaglia did body him up. He was refusing to let him stay in his lane, if you will. So I think that's a very good call. And, calling these early establishes, hopefully, to the players what they can and can't do.
Right.
As long as it's consistent, and so far they seem to be consistent with their calls.
5-2 Scranton leads. 5 minutes to go in the first quarter. There's an offensive foul now. I'm not sure who that's on.
I think they're going to get, I'm trying to look at the number. I think it's going to be Sammy Guzman that
it's
they got for
away from the
pick.
ball,
Yep.
correct.
Moving screen.
4:57 to go. Both teams with 2 fouls. And Sinnard walks it up the court. Left wing extended, being guarded by Guzman. Battaglia thought about it again. From the elbow, kicks it back. Ladowski for 3. Got it.
Wow, he didn't even hesitate. Caught it and shot it. Coach Barletta wants to talk it over, Paul.
Well,
Cougars timeout.
Scranton can score here in droves. We know that. Let's take a quick break. We'll be back here. 8-2, Scranton leads.
Attention, Isaiah Morales. Isaiah Morales. Please report to the scores table. Isaiah Morales.
So far, Paul, Scranton's everything we've advertised. 2 for 3 in this early portion of the game. 75% by my math from the 3-point line, and it's early.
Yeah, and they got off to the start they wanted. Hazleton, exactly what they did not want.
Boy, Battaglia is really bodying up Santiago in there. Don't be surprised if there's another foul call down the trip down court next time.
Sinnard right to the rack, missed the bunny. And Guzman aggressively rips that rebound. Hazleton's a little out of sorts here.
I need to apologize, Paul. That's Guzman, Sammy, that they're being very physical with, number 1.
Over to Guzman. Gennaro for 3. Got it!
That's a 3
Much
for
needed.
Luke Gennaro.
8-5, the texts are pouring into my phone. We know there's no scoreboard, guys. We're working on it. 8-5 Scranton leads. We'll keep you abreast here.
Well, the good thing is people are listening.
Sinnard for 3. Hard off the back iron. And a rebound by Guzman. Gennaro now walks it up the court. 8-5 Scranton, 3:30 to go in the first quarter. As it back, Luke gets caught in the air. Nice pass to Control. Gets him up in the air. Can't get it to fall. Good block by Almonte. And Battaglia takes it across the timeline. 3:14 to go. And we are back with a scoreboard. Battaglia steps on the brakes. Almonte gets away with a travel there.
I thought.
Laybourne hard off the glass, no good. Rebound by Marshall, and that's number 2.
That's 2, something to keep an eye on. We both said it at the same time. Oliver's got 2 fouls in the first quarter. Let's see.
Well, I thought they were very generous under the basket with Marshall there. I think they could have got Almonte down there for number 2 earlier, but they got him now.
And Almonte's taking a hike over to the bench.
And who is checking in, Coach?
I watched Almonte, but I believe it's
Chris
number 11.
Chandler, number 11. Yep, I just spotted it there, buddy.
That's great. You're on top of it, man.
Yeah, for once I could see. Santiago for 3. Oh, missed everything on that one. Hazleton not shooting well from behind the arc at all.
A little bit rusty.
1 for 5 to start off. 2:28 to go in the first quarter. Catrone pulls the string a little short. Gennaro for three.
There
Got
we
it.
go.
There you go.
Solid three for Luke Gennaro.
8 up here, Coach. 8's our wild mirror image on the scoreboard. 2:05 to
There's
go.
a walk. They got it. They got away with a couple iffies, but that was no if. That was a def. And I'll tell you what, Paul Bowe.
Hazleton weathered the storm.
Yeah, how about these Scranton Knights uniforms for basketball? Much better than what we had to deal with in the gridiron season, huh?
Yeah, and we have nobody on top of the bleachers. Never mind. Marshall, top of the key. Ball held above his head, chest high pass back over to Gennaro. Over to Santiago. He's going to launch another three. No good. And a rebound by Laybourne. And in the hands of Senard. Rakis walks it up the court. Left-handed dribble. Up by the volleyball spike line there. Back over to Lazadowski. Over to Laybourne. Tries to spin. Double team. That's a double dribble.
Yep.
And Scranton looks to be coming a little bit unglued here. The last couple times up the court.
Well, ever since Coach's timeout, Hazleton's picked it up a bit, and Scranton's lost their rhythm. They haven't been able to get back into it. Cougars have a chance to come down the court with a potential lead change here.
Yeah, 1:15 to go in the first quarter. Inside to Catrone. Chris backs his way out. Now swings it back over to Santiago. Inside to Gennaro, and that's... Ooh.
That's off him. Went off his thigh.
Jaheim Roberts coming into the ball game.
Yeah, we're going to see some pressure here from the Cougars.
We were told earlier Jaheim wasn't going to play, but he is.
Yeah, we were told many things. But we got it all straightened out, as we always seem to do.
Thanks to our buddy Matt down there, straightened out our photographer for Scranton. He gave us the lowdown.
They're going to have personal foul on Sammy Guzman for the Cougars. Again, benign territory, which according to the Constitution belonged to the Scranton Night Guard.
A little taxation without representation, Coach.
Absolutely.
See what happened there in 1776. You weren't at that meeting, were you?
No.
I-
Nice back door.
Nice cut.
And Lesdowski's going to add to his total.
He moves very well without the ball.
He does. Good first quarter.
Yep.
Fast moving.
There's another touch foul there.
Senard
Now,
called.
as a player, Coach, you see what they're calling. They've been consistent. They've called 7 fouls in 8 minutes, not even 8 minutes.
Correct.
So you got anything with hands on the body, they are calling tonight. So for both sides, they got to be very cautious here. There's not going to be any hand checking.
No, and they have been extremely consistent.
Yeah. And that's good when the referees establish what they're going to do. It's the way you take control of a game. 26 seconds to go.
I'm trying to look up on the board. Senard's on the bench to see if he has 2 fouls or not. I know he's obviously got at least 1.
He might have 2. I'm
I
not sure.
have a feeling he has 2, but I don't want to put my foot in my mouth. I guess I already did. But I don't know why he would be on the bench unless he had 2.
It's going to be a jump ball. It's going to be Scranton's ball with 5 seconds to go. And Lesdowski's going to inbound, trigger the inbound. Over to Battaglia. Battaglia right down the court.
Wow, what speed.
Oh, wow. Couldn't get it to fall, and there's your horn, and he went crashing through the doors. Let's hope he's okay.
He's up and at it. Tough kid.
8.
Boy, what a burst of speed by him.
1 quarter in the books here, 10-8 Scranton. Let's take a break. We'll be back for the second quarter with some statistics.
Once again, attention, Isaiah Morales.
can't touch this. You can't touch this.
All right, we're back here to Hazleton area. 1 quarter in the books, 10-8 Scranton. For Scranton, they are shooting 2 of 6 from the field, 2 for 4 from behind the arc, 2 turnovers, 6 rebounds. They have 1 block. For Hazleton, just 3 of 12 from the field, 2 for 7 from behind the line. They turned it over 3 times. They do have 9 rebounds.
And they're only down 2.
That's
the good news.
And they got the ball.
More good news.
And our scoreboard's back. They need more good news.
Comes in 3s. Speaking of which, would be nice here for the Cougars to bang one home.
Well, they haven't shot well in the first quarter. And Senard back into the ball game now. Roberts gets the turnover. Up ahead, Chandler. Dishes back to Ladowski. And back over to Senard.
Another walk. That's twice Tony's got caught betwixt and between, wanting to do something in his head and his body did something else. Good calls.
7:34 to go in the first half. 10-8. Scranton leads.
Well, according to the scoreboard, Paul, Senard only has 1 foul, so he must have taken him out for a rest at the end of the quarter.
Marshall bodies in on Chandler, up and in.
Nice physical move by Joey.
Joey using that 6'4" frame to shield off a defender. Lays it up and in. Senard over to Lasdowski. Back over to Chandler. Back over to Battaglia. Oh, and
another turnover. That's 3.
Yep. Perhaps a little freshman jitters here for Tony. I'll tell you what, when he gets locked in, he can shoot though.
Well, you can see his athleticism. He belongs on the court, but probably just what you said. Freshman in his first playoff game. Nice crowd here tonight.
Yep. PJ Murphy checking into the ball game, wearing number 25 tonight. Oh, into Marshall again. Can't get a handle of it. And they're going to call a travel there.
Scranton extremely, let's say, busy with their hands.
Yeah,
with their
they're very physical. They always are. They might not always have the biggest team, but they'll bang you around.
5th turnover for the Wildcats, or Cougars, excuse me.
Senard for 3. Got it.
And
that's the 3rd three-pointer I believe they hit.
Yep.
Third, 4th.
4th.
I think they have all 3s and 1 free throw. If my math's
young man 5. They're very confident with their shot, Paul. They don't waste any time. They catch the pass and it's off.
Marshall again, or that's controlled this time inside.
That's good to see.
And Hazleton's bigs are getting down low.
Yep, that's a good thing to see.
5:54 to go in the half. Out to Murphy. PJ's going to launch one. Off the back, Karem's out. Cougars looking to run. 3-on-2 break if they hurry. And Gennaro's going to have to stop his 3 defenders all over him. Swings it back. Catrone for 3. Hard again. And I think they said it hit the stanchion there to hang it down.
That's what it is. Waiting for maybe a number for a foul. There was none. So we have an extension violation.
Senard with the ball. Hazel not shooting well from behind the arc. 2 for 10 so far, Coach.
Yep.
And that is going to be stay with Scranton here.
Some people question that on the
That was a good call. Murphy over to Senard. Senard, little shake and bake right to the rack, up and in. Boy, is he quick.
He is quick. Close to a walk at the beginning, though, maybe it looked. But again, major talent. Young man has 7. Almost half of Scranton's points.
Catrone puts it on his hip, and they're going to have a foul on Chandler here.
And
that's
a good
going to
one.
be the 15th foul.
Yep. And he did foul him. Probably a good foul because Chris was on his way to getting in great position to put a layup in.
And a big size advantage for Catrone over Chandler there. Santiago again for three. This time, that net didn't even move, Coach.
No, it didn't. Wonderful form from Nikolai, and hopefully he gets heated up as well.
We are tied at 15 here. Murphy. And it stays here. And into the ball game now is number 4, Kyle Conforti. The senior averages 6 points a game. And Scranton plays 10 players. Senard trapped underneath.
There's a walk. They got him. And PJ's gonna pull a Shawshank Redemption, say he was innocent, but that was a walk. Clearly a walk.
5 turnovers. 4:31 to go. We're tied at 15. Cougars looking for their first lead of the game. Coste's bullet pass.
Bullet, to say the least, well described. That may have had some flames coming off it.
Substitution into the game.
We got 32 coming in for the
Johnny
Knights.
Laybourne.
We've got Tony Battaglia back in for the Knights.
15 up, 4:22 to go. In the half.
Don't believe Hazleton's led.
They have not. Senard. Over to Almonte. That is Roberts. Right to the basket, up and in.
They beat everybody off the dribble. Good quickness.
Jaheim's only a sophomore.
Yeah. Yep.
Gennaro. Over to Coste. Back over to Catrone. Catrone turns around. Thought he was going to shoot it there. Santiago with the ball. Back over to Chris. Swings it back over Gennaro. Gennaro from the foul line. Rims out. Rebound by Conforti. 3:38 to go. 2-point Scranton lead in the half. 17-15. Senard over to Roberts. Roberts left wing extended. Top of the key. Conforti for 3. That's short. And he gets the roll and it goes in.
Are you kidding me? That hit every part of the rim.
5-point Scranton lead. 3:13 to go. Clock moving here. Whoa. Santiago goes right to the rim.
Hey, Nikolai did a nice job. Scranton overplayed the passing lane. He got passed, took it right to the hoop.
Yeah, Senard went for the steal there. 2:55 to go. Senard now, top of the key. Over to Roberts. Roberts is having a great game off the bench. Laybourne. Senard for 3. Long 3. That is short. And Coste with the rebound. Over to Gennaro. 3-point lead for the Knights. 2:34 to go before the half. Control turnaround jumper's good.
Wonderful. Boy, back and forth, Paul Bowe. Can't ask for more, huh?
Yeah, absolutely. 2:18 to go in the half. Battaglia, and they're going to get a push on Catrone there as he had Laybourne streaking to the basket.
Yeah, he beat him on a backdoor cut. It's only the 4th team foul for the Cougars, so they've got, a couple to give here if need be.
Guzman back into the ball game along with Lesdowski for the Knights. Conforti thought about a 3. Back out to Senard. Left wing. Back out to Battaglia. Backs it up all the way out. 2 minutes to go in the half. Battaglia, pull-up jumper, off balance, can't get it to fall. And a rebound by Santiago. Over to Marshall. Back out to Nikolai. Swings it back over to Gennaro. Catrone again. Turnaround jumper's good.
Boy, Catrone's feeling it, man. 6 points for Chris.
Hazleton a 1-point lead.
Their first of the evening.
And there's going to be a push there, and that was very close to a travel.
Yeah, and they're going to call that on Nikolai. Nikolai's saying he hit me with the shoulder, but doesn't matter what he says, correct?
Does not matter. Lazowski, left wing, now backs it up. Right-handed dribble back out to Battaglia. Left wing extended. Over to the top of the kid. Gennaro tries to pick his pocket and almost does. On the floor goes Santiago.
Great effort.
Senard corrals it down, having a lot of trouble there. And Gennaro just playing defense one-on-one.
He's dogging everybody. Really setting the tone here for Hazleton.
The fans are letting him have it here. There's a moving screen
Yes,
there.
they got it. Yep, and that's going to be on Laybourne Bodie. Body, excuse me. Good call.
It's going to be the 16th foul.
That's 2 of those tonight. You don't see a lot of those calls, but referees are on top of it. And they were 2 good calls, I thought.
Yeah, that was definitely a good call. I didn't see the one down the other end.
It was a good call against Hazleton.
56 seconds to go. Cougars by 1. Clock moving. Marshall picks up his dribble. Catrone, he's been on fire. Back over to Sammy. Pass underneath. Santiago gets him up in the air. He is fouled. And
Oh, they're not going to call it. They're going to call push on the floor.
it's
No
going to be
shot.
1-on-1 anyway.
Well, let's see if it,
It's going to be the 17th foul.
I don't think he's giving him shots.
He has to. It's 1-on-1.
Oh, I'm sorry.
He has to.
My bad.
Not your fault, Coach.
It is my fault.
I don't think he knew it was 7 fouls because he went over to the thing.
I'll punish myself later. Can't be making these mistakes, Paul Bowe.
Big basket there as we got some Mario coins clinging in my ear, Coach. Cougars by 2. Second one on its way is good.
Well, looks like Cougars have gotten their sea legs back underneath them.
15-point quarter for Hazelton area Cougars there. Murphy, a long 3. That's hard. Roberts underneath. Nobody underneath for Hazleton there.
Yeah, they had 3 players and nobody contested it. Too easy.
And Jaheim Roberts has been a difference maker coming off the bench.
Yeah, he's already passed the season average.
For someone we were told was not playing tonight. He's doing pretty well. Gennaro for 3. In and out. Rims out. 3 seconds. 2. 1. We saw one of these go in the other night for Warrior Run, but not tonight.
Hazleton 23, Scranton 22.
Well, Coach, a low-scoring first half. 23-22. We're going to take a break. We got a very special interview coming up at the half.
Tickets about to go on sale right now for the halftime shootout.
Is he all right, Tom? Yeah.
All right, we are back here at the half. My mother-in-law just texted me, said, good job, good first half, Coach. See that? We always get some...
She's loyal, I'll tell you.
She is loyal.
You've got some loyal listeners.
Hey, but we are at the half, 23-22, Hazleton area leads. We got a very special guest at the half. He is our producer. He is the assistant to the superintendent. He is our Captain Stewing on the Hazleton Love Boat. Longtime friend of mine, Bobby Mahalik. Bobby, thanks for coming on.
Oh, my pleasure. Thank you.
Oh, we don't have you on here.
There we go. Oh, boy.
See, the producer didn't turn himself on.
That's because he's getting interviewed. He's usually producer.
I tell you what, the last 2 days, you guys have been tremendous as always, but technically we've had some glitches.
That happens.
That's the way it goes, but what a pleasure to be here with you two. I waited probably since August, our opening football game, to get to speak to you two, but yeah, what a pleasure to be here.
Yeah, and let's talk a little bit about the live streaming program. And you know, I've been doing some live streaming down in Williamsport area, and same thing with Rich for about the last 6 years. But when you guys called me and I came into the administration, what an interview that was. I sat down with Bobby Krasansky, Pat Patty, and you. I was sitting there, I didn't know what to say. But I mean, you guys are so instrumental in this, and it's so important to you guys. And I'm going to be the first one to say thank you for having us here, but what a fantastic job you guys have done with it. Rich will agree on that.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Well, let's start with, the district made a conscious effort to make sure that we could deliver to our fans, to our community, each and every home event that takes place. Anything that takes place at Harmon Geist, anything that takes place here at this beautiful gymnasium. And of course, as you know, and as we'll introduce to the public soon, outdoor sports as well. We're looking to partner with Huddle, the company that is our live stream broadcaster, and bringing this to the baseball field.
Oh, I can't wait for that
Soccer,
when that happens.
field hockey. There's so many great sports, but we made the effort because we've heard from our community. A lot of them now who are up in age, a lot who travel, a lot who have moved away but want to stay connected. And this gives them the opportunity to still see what's going on in their hometown, to maybe watch a family member, a friend, whatever the case might be. And boy, I'll tell you what, they are watching in loads, and they are so complimentary of the job that, Paul, you're doing, that Coach is doing. You guys have been tremendous. And yeah, we did. We went out, we recruited you guys based upon what we heard last year at the Williamsport football game.
Yeah.
And we said, boy, that's a Hazleton native traveling to Williamsport and Loyalsock and wherever those other schools are. I said, we got to get them here. And it's just been tremendous. So we thank you, and we thank Coach R.
Well, I'll tell you what, one thing that we're seeing with the live streaming is, like I said, people who can't get out to the game, and just as we started at the beginning of the year, the production aspect of it. I mean, we were all kind of going into this blind. I don't know how to touch either one of these boards. I learned a little bit now, and you guys, I mean, from the first game of the year at Harmon Geist when we did the JV game on Labor Day weekend, it's been leaps and bounds, and the people are tuning in, and we're getting so many views. Like with that the middle school game last week, I mean, there was over 2,000 views watching at one time, plus 2,200 people in the gym.
It was amazing. It really was. And a lot of the credit obviously goes to Damien, who is the true producer. I'm just a tag-along, as I was to you down the YMCA. Paul lifted all the weights, Coach. I just took them on and off the bars for him. But it really is. It's been an effort. And it's getting better and better.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it's going to expand. We are already looking at going to multiple cameras, and we know that that's going to make things a little more complicated. But when we start introducing our students to the broadcasting team, we think we're going to be able to have the capability to do so.
And that'll be great. Getting the kids involved, showing them what we do, showing them how to do it, even if they start off as a sideline reporter. We got Christian involved now with stats. He's a college graduate, a teacher here, but I mean, I know he loves sports, and like I said, getting him involved, and Damien does a great job, like I said, doing everything. We're going to get him on the air, we'll get him on the air one of these times. He's the silent one down there. Anytime there's a technical issue, he's right on it. He's right on it. He don't even, no time to wallow in the wild.
Well, we are. Again, Coach comes a long way. You are obviously a Hazleton native, and you remain rooted here.
5-minute ride.
5-minute ride, but Coach comes a while. And, Coach, you've been tremendous. I mean, really, the community, the school community, they really say the great banter that you and Paul have. It makes the game so interesting. You feel like you're here, and that's important.
Yeah.
Without you two, you'd still have the camera.
Sure.
Okay, and it's an automated camera, but this adds such a dimension, and you two are just so skilled. And I'm looking right here in front. We've got laptops. We've got all this paper. You study the game. You study the teams that are coming.
Ask Coach what time we talked this morning.
5 o'clock in the morning.
But it's noticed because you give so much insight to not only our home team, but also the visiting team.
Yeah.
Well, Coach Bob, if I may, I can tell you right now, you may find better broadcasters, but you're not going to find two people who care more, who want to be invested in not only the kids but the school district here, and who aren't going to work any harder. And that's a guarantee that we gave you when we first met each other. And I can tell you what it means to this man to your left, being a native, the pride that he carries into this. I felt like an outsider for exactly one broadcast. And now I feel like I've been here my whole life. People have been tremendous. But, you've spent a long time today talking about us. But I can tell you, you guys make us want to do even more and do better. Anything we ask for, anytime there's an issue, it's fixed automatically. What can we do? What can we get you? The coaches have been fabulous. Freddie's been fabulous. I just wish I was 20 years younger.
Well, you got 20 years. We did a 20-year contract with you two, so
I hope. Hey,
we
listen,
got
I'm loving
19
it.
remaining. But I would like to announce that we will be doing volleyball come this spring. That's our next sport up. That is guaranteed. We're going to try to do baseball. So we'll see how that goes. Damien and I have a meeting this coming week to see if we can introduce baseball this year, but volleyball will be taking place. You guys have committed to doing as many games as you can. And what this does is give recognition, much deserved recognition to these student athletes that work so hard on their craft. So, guys, thank you so much. I know we're getting ready to go back here, and you've got a job to do, but thank you.
Thank you.
You
Thanks,
guys
Bobby.
tremendously.
Hey, I just have one question. How are we getting the sand in the court for volleyball?
Well, it's going to be brought in by
Damien.
Damien's bringing the
That's
sand
what I
in as
thought.
well.
All right, thanks,
gentlemen,
Bobby.
thanks so much.
Thank you, Bob.
Let's go, Cougars.
All right, Bobby Mahalik, the assistant to the superintendent. He wears many hats. He's our boss up here. He's our producer. He's our friend. And the Cougars
He's a
with
good man.
a
That's what he
1-point lead here
100% for the kids.
at the half. Real quick, we'll get those stats on the next whistle here. And here come the Knights. Battaglia, left wing, right wing. Now a kick and Amante back into the game. He did not play, Coach, at all the second quarter.
Nope. A little bit of foul issues, two quick ones. So
And Scranton shooting pretty well from the field. 5 for 10, 4 for 9 from behind the arc. And Battaglia for 3 and
just
picked
as
up
you speak, he just
make it 5 for 10.
bangs home another one. Puts the Knights up 2.
Hazleton 6 for 11 and 3 for 10 from behind the arc. They are dominating on the boards though. And Scranton by 2. A nice strong move there. Couldn't get it to fall with Sammy.
They did everything but put the ball in the basket. It's a good basketball game, Paul.
Yeah, yep.
Back and forth.
Senard, as he just pushes Santiago off his hip. Another 3 on the way from the corner. That one peeled out. Almonte rips it out. Battaglia for 3. That's short. And I'll tell you what, Scranton they fired a ball up wherever they are on the 3-point arc.
Sammy Guzman with another rebound.
A nice pass. Nice pass by Gennaro as he found control all alone.
Well done. He was under the basket. Scranton had a commit. He dished it off at the last minute.
We are tied at 25. Just underway here in the third quarter. Almonte. Nice take to the basket, finger roll up and in.
Yeah, he very aggressive and assertive. He knew what he wanted to do with the ball.
Doesn't he not look bigger than 6'3"?
He does. Looks built like an outside linebacker or a rush end to me as well.
He's only a junior. Gennaro, he says, get that out of here as he swats that right into the hands of Santiago. Marshall being bloodied up as they're going to go at Almonte there.
Well, let's see who this is on.
It's going to be on, I think it's on 2.
No, it's on Almonte, I think, Paul. I think it's another one.
Marshall can't get it to fall, and we're going to go up for a jump ball.
I couldn't see who that foul was on. You said it was on Senard?
They gave it to Almonte. He has 3 fouls.
That's what I thought. Yes, that's what I was saying.
I thought it was Senard, but I might be wrong. I'd go right at him here. Gennaro, right wing. Over to Santiago. Kicks it back to Marshall. Marshall over to Catrone. Back over to Gennaro. 5:52 to go. Luke drives, taps the brakes. Back over to Joe. Nobody under the basket there. And Almonte pulls the boards down.
He's got 3 fouls, Paul.
Coach, we got another one of your friends listening to say hello to here. Mooney. Yeah.
All right.
He's listening at home.
No, he's talking. Almonte just took him to the woodshed again with another move off the dribble. That would be Mark Koskowitz, is what I know him as, Coach K. Longtime friend of the South Williamsport family, coached with my brother, coached with myself for a little bit when he was a student teacher.
Let's see who this foul is on, Coach.
It's on Almonte. That's his 4th.
That's going to be his 4th foul.
That's a big foul right there. Well, they leave him in.
Now, they don't know he has 4 fouls. And now the coaches are telling Coach Battaglia, after this shot, he's definitely coming out.
He's got 4. He's got to. He knows he's got 4. He's lamenting to himself, and he knows it.
And he's going to sit for a long time.
Well, that's been a big inside presence for Scranton here so far in this 3rd quarter. And that's a nemesis that's going to the bench. That's good news for Hazleton.
Yeah, I mean, when he's in the game, he is dominating the boards. Catrone hits both of them.
4 for 4 for Catrone. Says our statistician emeritus, Christian Smith.
Battaglia with the ball, back over to Senard. Senard puts it on his hip, drives to the basket, now kicks it back out. Claiborne and Senard pass up the shot. Roberts for 3. Off the rim, no good. Santiago pulls it down. Cougars got numbers if they want them. Catrone right to the rack, up and in.
Yeah, well done.
And that started with Santiago running the break.
And then he pushed it beautifully. Took it right down the middle, made Scranton commit, and took care of business. We're tied at 29.
4:28 to go in the 3rd quarter. They're going to get a reach there.
Yeah, wonderful crossover dribble by Senard, and he was off to the races, but he got fouled.
Coach, I was waiting for this till we had a break. I just got a text from Chubby. He says, Paul, you'll be happy to know that I'm the clock operator for volleyball also. So, we got to give him some gummy bears. Chandler, back over to Battaglia. Oh, and they're going to say he got a piece of the arm.
We're giving a lot of shout-outs tonight. My buddy in Maryland, I'll tell you, he is one of my most loyal friends, my most loyal friend. I've known him since I moved to South Williamsport. He listens to us every game, every event. So
he's a glutton for punishment, you mean?
Good basketball man.
There's going to be a block here. No, it's going to be off. No foul. It's going to be off a Hazleton Cougar. And Zdowski's going to trigger the inbound. Tied up, Coach. 29-29, 4:11 to go in the 3rd quarter. Senard.
Oh, right to Gennaro.
Yeah, right through his hands. Gennaro explodes, and they're going to get Chandler with a foul. That's a good foul.
It is, because he was off to the races. He had nothing in front of him except for blue skies.
Yeah, he looked like Secretariat coming down the stretch.
I would have to concur.
4 minutes to go here in the 3rd quarter. We are tied at 29. Scranton's defense all on. There's going to be another one on
And
Battaglia.
Battaglia's been doing that all night. Let's see, is that 3 on him or it's going to be 2 on him? Seems like he's committed more than 2 fouls.
Well, he turned it over a couple times.
But he's been bodying up whoever he's been covering.
They're going to try to free Gennaro up here. Watch the screen. There it is. Little obstruction. 3:48 to go in the third quarter. Low-scoring game here, Coach.
Yep.
Oh, right to the basket, Marshall. Using that 6'4" frame.
He protected the ball with his body, was able to lay it in.
And Scranton does not have an answer down low for Marshall and Catrone when they want to go down there.
No.
Nice take there by Senard.
They just turned the Jets on.
The 5'8" senior has 9 points, averages 5 a game, so he's basically doubled that. He doesn't usually shoot a lot. More of a point guard for this team, but they're letting Battaglia do that tonight.
Oh, no! They're going to say the foul was committed on the floor, which will negate the old-fashioned three-point play.
15 foul already on Scranton here in the third quarter.
And will not even give a foul shot. Scranton 50% from the field.
You can't shoot. That's much better than that.
That's pretty good for a high school team.
Yes, it is. Gennaro trying to beat him off the dribble from the elbow, brings him down, and knocks it down.
That's a big one.
Give Luke 10. We're under 3 minutes in the third quarter. Roberts with the screen. Back out to Battaglia. Shuffles his feet. No call. And they're going to get Luke with a block.
Yes, they are.
Third foul on Gennaro.
Yeah, and the coach doesn't have a choice at this point.
Yep. Like I said, they've been calling it all night. Brian Diaz coming into the game. Sophomore. We saw him get some playing time at the end of the year. Brian's a good ball player. He's a good athlete. Badowski over to Battaglia. There's a walk. Yep.
Got it. Well, that's at least his 4th one tonight, I believe, correct?
Yep.
Luke not happy about having a seat, but coach doesn't have a choice.
Well, Battaglia is coming out too.
And he's such a competitor, but...
Yep, Chandler coming into PJ Murphy coming into the ball game now. Wearing the infamous number 25. We'll tell that story later. Oh, good block there by Roberts.
And a walk. That was a quick walk. That was a rapid transit walk.
And that'll be the Hazleton public transit here. 10 turnover for Scranton. I didn't like that one, Coach. I didn't agree with that.
I don't know how he had time to walk that quickly.
I'll tell you what, Roberts is an athlete here, only a sophomore. Boy, is he good. Santiago. Back over, that is hard off the glass. It's Guzman. Marshall to the line.
Great rebound and took it right to the hoop. Biggest lead of the game for the Cougars, I believe, Paul Bowe.
At 4, yep. Murphy. Over to Lazowski. Spin, turnaround jumper, got it.
You know, Paul, I got to tell you, Lazdowski is kind of like that lunch pail kid for Scranton. You know, he's not flashy, but he puts his time in, he puts his work in, and he's always seemed to clean up and get the basket they need.
Scranton is very deep on their team. Guzman hard off the glass, peels it in, uses the lower frame there to clear some room up. Sammy needed that. That's his first points of the game. Senard. Back over. Murphy, he's going to launch a 3. That's good.
Oh, you don't want that junior heating up now for the Knights. And we're starting to go back and forth here with some scoring.
See, Coach, they even have Simmons as number 25 there. They didn't even make the change. That is Murphy, though. Oh, boy. Catrone will shoot 2.
Yeah, Chris feeling it tonight, leading the Cougars with 12 points. He's going to head to the line.
I'll tell you what, one thing I'm noticing about Hazleton, Coach, tonight, they're not hesitant.
No.
They're going right to the basket as quick as they can.
And you know what, Paul? That's an excellent observation by you, because we talked a little bit earlier that we've seen them where they would put the ball on the floor or hesitate. And that's a good thing to see, because they've got some physical players that can take care of business if they're aggressive and assertive. So many players do that, though, at the high school level.
Donnie LeBourne checking back in. Winner of this game will play the winner of Williamsport and Del Valle, and they'll be playing on Monday night. I have that game down on the other network, Coach.
You do.
At the Magic Dome. Oh, Diaz almost picks it away, but he's going to get a loose ball foul. That's not a bad foul either, though, because I'll tell you what, Scranton had numbers.
They did have numbers, but I think that's he's upset with himself initially foul. He thought he should have had that picked off, but it was a great effort by him to even get his hands on it.
Senard, he's been dynamite tonight. Left-handed dribble, now chest high. Turns over. Over to Lazdowski. Pull-up jumper. Can't get it to fall. Diaz. Brian will learn quick. He's got to use his body to shield him off there. He nonchalanted that one, almost had it poked away, but still in good position.
Yeah, set play by the Knights as they ran Lazdowski all the way across the arc to free him up for that jump shot.
See if Hazleton holds for one here. It looks like they want to. Patron. And Coach Barletta is going to take a timeout here.
Well, 30.8 seconds left in the quarter. Coach must have saw something he wants to discuss. 30-second timeout.
30-second. We'll keep it right here, yep. We'll get some stats at the end of the quarter.
And just for down the road, that leaves the Cougars with 3. Scranton has all 5 of their timeouts left. Which, as we get a little bit later into the contest here, something to keep in mind. I'm really impressed with the way Hazleton's inside game has looked tonight.
Well, we got a little inkling of that before the game when we were talking to the coaches, what they wanted to do. It was no secret they wanted to take the ball inside. And with Almonte out of the game, that inside presence there is not there for Scranton.
Absolutely.
And now Gennaro's in a little offensive. He wanted to get Luke back in the game here. He didn't like
to be careful.
Well, I mean, he had his forward handling the ball out there. That's probably why he called the timeout. 20 seconds to go. Gennaro being harassed there, triple teamed. Santiago, pass back to Gennaro, 12 seconds to go. Here comes the double team. Marshall weaving his way down. Catrone initiates contract. Back to Marshall, can't get it to fall. Rebound here by Senard. And at the horn is Murphy, and off the back of the iron.
I'll tell you what, Paul, they didn't score, but all lived with that possession. They had a nice physical shot down low. It just didn't go in. Well done, I believe, by the Cougars.
And as even as you could play it, a 15-14 quarter in favor of Hazleton. They lead by 2. We head to the 4th. We'll be back.
Ladies and gentlemen, please check your 50-50 tickets. Once again, please check your 50-50 tickets. The winning 50-50 number is 498-596. Once again, 498-596. Last call on the 50-50, 498-596.
All right, we're back at Hazleton area. 8 minutes. Somebody's going to the Mohegan Sun Arena at KC Plaza for that District 2, District 4 championship game. And, Coach, you know what else comes with that? An automatic bid. The winner tonight will be automatically in the state playoffs also.
That's right.
Little bump there. Back over to Ladowski. Hazleton area by 2. Senard passes up the shot. LeBourne in the lane. Back out to Murphy. Murphy drives to the basket, hangs in the air, can't get it to fall.
That should be hit.
No, it's going to be off Marshall.
One thing I've noticed that Scranton's done the entire night, they do a great job with the head fake, ball and head fake, and then take off with the dribble. Hazleton by now should be wary of that.
Murphy right in again, and he is fouled. Question for you. How long till Almonte comes in?
Well, I was just thinking the same thing, you know. I think you keep him there as long as you can, as long as the game's within 2 or 3 points.
And try to steal minutes.
Yeah, if Hazleton gets on a little bit of a run, you got to put him back in. .86% free throw shooter on the line, by the way. Scranton's best is P.J. Murphy. Excuse me, a 33%. I saw the wrong twos. I'm looking at my
You got one out of
computer
two.
cross-eyed. He's a 50% free throw shooter now. My apologies.
No
Jeez,
problem.
Paul Bowe. What's going on here
I had to do a
tonight?
double take at you, Coach.
2 mistakes. What, did he get fired?
On the third, you might. Catrone, you got that 20-year contract, though. Guzman with the ball, top of the key, back over to Gennaro. Gennaro explodes to the lane, and they're going to get a push there, and that is going to be the 7th foul, and Luke's going to be shooting.
Well, I'll tell you what, something to keep an eye on, Paul.
Write this down, 7 minutes and 12 seconds to go in the game,
That's correct.
and they are in the bonus,
Correct.
and that is huge.
Now, that means nothing unless you put the biscuit in the oven. So they
However-
got to make their free throws.
Now you can hit your 86. Luke
Yeah.
Gennaro,
Yeah.
86 free throw shooter. Oh, and it's hard. I jinxed them.
Paul Jensen. We're going to get a reach in.
I think they're going to foul.
Yeah, they're going to get number 11 for Scranton.
Chandler, and we're going back to the line.
That was called immediately. Most often you see that's going to be a jump ball, but official had an angle there and saw something quickly.
Catrone knocks down the first. Give Chris 14 for the senior. Second one on its way is short, and it should
That
stay
should
with
stay,
Hazleton.
yep.
And it does.
Boy, how would a nice three-pointer be here right now? Either the old-fashioned way or a nice long jump shot.
Well, value to possession. And Roberts coming back into the game, the sophomore. I'm really impressed with him for Scranton. I really am. Back over to Luke. Being guarded by Murphy. Into Marshall. Marshall turnaround jumper.
That is the most physical we've seen Joey Marshall the whole year, and that is nice to see at 6'4".
He's dominating tonight in the paint. 4-point lead. Hazel needs a defensive stop. Murphy thought about a three. Back over to Senard. Senard, little shake and bake. Initiates contact, hard off the glass. No good. Ooh. Wayborn got away with a walk there. No call. Back out, pull-up jumper for Lazdowski and nailed it.
There he is again with his lunch pail. Nice jump shot. Little head fake, sidestep. Nothing but net. 9 points.
And that was a big basket because they were down 4 and the ball was bouncing around. 6 minutes, 11 seconds to go. Marshall over to Catrone. Top of the key. Back over to Guzman. Back over to Luke. Clock still moving. Hazleton area by 2.
Nice
Backdoor
pass.
To Marshall. And
There
it's
you
back
go.
to go.
That was an entrance pass right into Joey Marshall. No hesitation, which we've seen him do earlier in the year. So it's obvious he is improving.
Well, he didn't put it on the floor. As
Absolutely
you said.
not.
I was looking at Santiago backside. He was wide open. I thought that's where the pass was going. Marshall having a game here. Give him 10 points. Hard off the glass.
Yeah, foul on Catrone over the back, and he did. Got to be careful there. 6th foul by the Cougars, by the way, team foul.
Next free throw for Hazel. They'll be shooting 2. And there's a steal there, but it goes out. Scranton with 9 team fouls here with 5:54 to go.
Some token pressure applied by...
Senard got him up in the air. Boy, is he fast. 3 ball on the way is short. Rebound
Nice
by
rebound.
Marshall as he clears the carom there.
A physical rebound. I'm going to go on record right now. This is a big possession.
Yes, it
It's
is.
a big possession, even though there's 5:30 left.
Up 4 with the ball. Trying to get the ball into Sammy. Here comes the help defense. Sammy using that wide body. Knocks it down. And you got to be careful, though.
He was doing a little chatting, but... And a
There's
good
a
steal
steal.
by Joe. All right, Scranton's got to get a timeout. And they do. Big explosion by the Cougars, Paul Bo. Biggest lead of the night for Hazleton at a good time.
47-39, 5:08 to go. Let's take a break. We'll be back to a very loud Hazleton area.
Isn't that amazing? After all that question?
All right, welcome back here for Hazleton area. 47 points, 6 for 20, 16 for 24 from the field, 3 for 12 from behind.
Are you ready?
6 for 10 from the free throw stripe. They turned it over 6 times. They got 18 rebounds. For Scranton, 10 for 18 from the field, 6 for 16 from behind the arc, 1 for 2 from the line, 10 turnovers, 15 rebounds, 3 blocks. 5 minutes, 8 seconds to go.
Here we go, Paul Bo. 5 minutes left.
Almonte back into the game. They can't wait no more. Oh, and that pass was intended for Battaglia. Roberts with the ball. Over to Almonte. 4 fouls. Oh, puts it on his hip, drives to the basket.
And his presence immediately known. Again, very close to walking with the basketball. Pressure by Scranton. Ignored by Hazleton. They got themselves a good shot, almost got a layup.
Well, they got a 6-point lead with the ball. Next foul, they'll be shooting 2. So they need a good possession here.
And no need to rush.
Nope.
And there you go. There's your foul. And Battaglia, as I've stated twice, has been doing that all evening, and he's been called. So that, in all honesty, as a player, you need to know that that's going to be called.
Well, and that comes with time, too, like you said.
Yep, he's only a freshman, so he's learning.
First one up, first one is good. Ten for 12 from the line from Hazleton. 3-on-1 for Scranton. Almonte drives him. Exactly what we didn't need if you're a Hazleton fan.
Yep,
It's a foul and a chance for a 3-point play.
Exactly what you need is him to foul out. If you're a Hazleton fan, he's been in the game a minute and 2 possessions.
Not even a minute, yep.
Resulting in 2 scores for the Knights. Potential 3-pointer here.
He has the last 4 for Scranton and a rebound. Over to Almonte, back over to Battaglia.
Oh, almost.
4 minutes, 27 seconds to go.
Nikolai stepped in the passing lane, almost had a steal.
Cougars by 6. Roberts back over to Sennard. Sennard now backing it up.
He thought about it. Listen, every second that they have to work to get a shot is in favor of Hazleton.
Almonte with the ball. Pull-up jumper is around the rim. No good. Great defensive position by Guzman. Hazel with the ball. 6-point lead, 2-possession lead with 3:51 to go. Clock moving. Hazelton to double bonus possession arrow favoring the Cougars.
Nice cut and curl by Chris Catrone.
That's big.
It is big. Wonderful set play run by Hazleton. Executed perfectly.
Roberts a little bit out of control. Dempsey Doodle puts it in.
I'll say that came down with ice on it. That was in
Wow.
the air for a while.
And he's all over Guzman. Catrone thought about it. No,
Smart.
backs it back out.
Smart by Chris.
3:18 to go. 51-45 Hazleton area. And they're going to call a timeout here.
Hazleton.
All
That's
right,
going to leave them with 2, Paul, before we break.
time for the baby shark. We'll take a quick break. 30-second timeout. We'll be back. Hazleton 17 for 25 from the field now.
They really turned the Jets back on after a sluggish start. You got to give the kids credit. And hey, Scranton's playing well. Somebody just walked in off the street and said, "What are the records of these teams?" I don't think too many people would say Scranton's a 12-11 team.
I've been telling you for 3 weeks that they're the team to watch. And it's going to be Hazleton area ball.
Yeah, and if you saw that, Luke Gennaro made sure of it. He stepped in the shield, Scranton away for potentially getting that ball and taking it down with numbers.
You know, like we said, Scranton only won 1 game in their league. That shows you how tough that league is.
You watch the traps here by Scranton. Keep the ball away from the edges.
Put a lot of mustard on that one. Oh, there's a steal away. Up ahead, Almonte lays it up and in. He has the last 6 for Scranton.
Hey, he's been a difference. He's their leading
Oliver
scorer.
Almonte.
6 of the last 8, excuse me. But Roberts had a bucket.
Now, what Hazleton has to do here is calm down, settle down, get their offense set, realizing where the traps are going to come from,
And keep the
and
ball
not panic.
Keep the ball in Gennaro's hands. That's what I would do.
And coach is going to discuss it with him. Now, he's going to be down to 1 timeout here. You've got a 4-point game with 2:25 left. Listen, stay out of the corners because as we learn, you watch the sideline, well, I don't care what sport it is, it's always used as an extra defender.
Yep.
Know where the trap's coming from, spread the floor, and you're going to get yourself with an easy basket, potentially a 3-point play off a foul. My opinion.
It's a 2-possession game here, so Scranton's going to have to go for the steal, but Hazleton looking to run clock. I would keep the ball in Gennaro's hands, keep the ball in Joey Marshall's hands. They're your 2 best free throw shooters.
Yes. And it's going to come down to that. And listen, there'll be some finagling maybe, but you want to position your people. You need to know where the trap's coming from. Ball has to be held high. You don't want it down into your body where it can, get pulled at. You want it up high, and the reason you want it up there is so that any fouls are very visible for people that are reaching in.
I'm just watching Scranton's bench to see who they're putting in for some fouls. So Rayborn's coming into the game along with Chandler. You're probably going to see a quick foul here and an offense-defense substitution. Battaglia is out of the game right now.
Right. And I'll tell you what, Hazleton's up double digits if Almonte's not in the game.
Oh, he is tremendous here. He is just as good as advertised. Kick it back out.
There you go, and there it is. Forced them to foul. Now you just have to take care of business on the foul line.
Yeah, you got to make your foul shots. It's plain and simple. If Hazleton makes their foul shots, they're 8 for 12 for tonight. If they make their foul shots, they will not lose this game.
Sammy's got a 62% average on the year. But you know what? Throw all that out. Tonight's a new night.
First one is no good off the side of the iron. Sammy just got to refocus, take your time.
Right.
Each foul shooter has a ritual. They have their own little thing they do. And he knocks down 1 out of 2.
5-point lead for Hazleton.
Still a 2-possession lead. No fouls here, no three-pointers. Chandler with the ball, back over to Murphy. Murphy drives, hangs in the air, off the back end and in.
And we're going to get some pressure from Scranton.
Oh boy. There's a turnover. Chandler, Senard for the tie. That's short. Senard again. Chandler lays it up and in. 1-point game.
I think Scranton called the timeout there as they put on a quick blitz here. Hazleton did not react well to the pressure at all. Now we've got ourselves a much closer game with a minute 41 left. Timeout situation. Scranton's got 3 left now. Hazleton with 1. Double bonus for the Cougars. Bonus for Scranton.
Yeah, possession arrow favors Hazleton.
Which is a good thing at this point in the game, obviously. However, got to keep an eye on Almonte. He has been the difference for the Knights this evening. Take a deep breath, Cougars. Another nice atmosphere here tonight at the game.
Wow. All right, here we go. Luke's going to walk it up. Mr. Each just leading the crowd. Over to Sammy. Into the corner to control. Now long cross-court pass to Gennaro. That's Sammy, and there is a foul by LeBarn.
Wonderful entrance pass by Luke. Now
you're going to get the offense-defense. Here we go.
Of course. And listen, it's simple. You have to make free throws.
Yep.
There's no magic potion to this.
Sammy at the line to shoot 2. First one up and first one is good. Sammy has a little bit of an unorthodox free throw shoot. It's more of a line drive. He doesn't get much arc on his shots.
And more offensive substitutions come back in for the Knights.
Second one on its way is good.
Wonderful.
3-point lead. Here comes Senard. He's been phenomenal. Left-handed dribble, crosses over to the right. Kicks it back a little too hard.
Wow, he had the right idea, but he had that had jet streams coming off of it right through Omani's hands. Big turnover, 118, 1-possession game. And again, Scranton playing the in and out substitution game. Now they've got their defenders in.
Yeah, but you can see not happy about that. Gennaro with the ball. Back over, long cross-court pass. Guzman gets it up. Santiago, Marshall to the rack. Up and in!
There you go, and you beat the press like that. Listen, quickly, Hazleton has to be a little bit more crisp on their passes.
5-point lead.
They have to make sure that those passes have a little bit of zip on them. You put them in the air too long with the athletes Scranton has on the floor, and they're going to get picked off.
That almost got picked twice.
Yep, double bonus.
No.
Or no, just shooting twice. Shooting 2, excuse me. First one goes in for Murphy. Again, clock stop, letting Scranton claw back in the lead.
Not good.
Not a good recipe.
Trying to make it a 1-possession game here with 1 minute and 2, and he gets the roll. Now, Scranton doesn't have to foul immediately. It's a 1-possession game. Hazleton does have the 1 timeout. And there's a,
they're going to get Santiago with the push as he was going for the ball, and Scranton's going to find themselves on the foul line, correct?
Yeah.
Down 3 with the clock stopped again.
Yeah, with 1 minute to go. I couldn't see what happened over there. It looked like there was a lot of contact, but...
Well, again, it was a pass that needed a little more zip on it.
Now, Hazleton had a 5-point lead with 1:02 to go. There's 5 seconds off, and they could cut it down to 1 in 5 seconds. First one up by Bourne is good.
Listen, they got to screen and find a way to get 15 handling the ball.
Yes. And they're denying the ball to Gennaro smartly.
Or Marshall, who's a 74% free throw shooter.
And that peels off the rim. Ball batted around into the hands. Scranton has the ball, down 2. LeBourne with the ball. Back
And
out
a walk.
Monty.
Should be a timeout. I thought he walked.
No, they got
I thought he traveled before the timeout, but no way. All right, here we go.
49 seconds to go.
How you feeling, Paul?
Oh,
Bo?
man.
But, you know, technically, great game to watch.
Oh,
You're
yeah.
on the edge of your seat.
So there's no secret where Scranton wants to go. They want Almonte with the ball.
Yeah, watch him drive and dish back out for a 3 potentially as well.
Senard with the ball. 47 seconds to go. We'll see if Scranton tries to run some clock here. Wadowski, back over. Roberts, off the bench, he's been dynamite.
That's Almonte who had it, dished it back out.
Almonte, excuse me. And there's going to be a blocking foul, and that's going to be 2 shots.
Yeah, player appeared to be going sideways, so
Well, Roberts is 46% free throw shooter. At the line, once again, the clock is stopped.
4 for 7 are the Knights.
First one up, first one is good. And Scranton still has a timeout, I believe, Coach.
They
right?
do.
Hazleton has one also, or are they out?
They're out.
No,
Now they have one.
Okay.
Scranton 2, Hazleton 1.
We'll see if Hazleton calls a timeout after this. They'll regroup on a made shot and set up for 1 shot. And he misses off the back. Catrone with the rebound. Looking for Gennaro somewhere.
Boy, Hazleton really lucked out there.
They're struggling to get the ball in.
There's hands all over the place, etc. Remember, you got to know, Hazleton, you have a timeout in your pocket if need be.
And they're just denying. Santiago with the ball and a quick foul right there.
Yeah, Senard knew what to do, and now, we're going to get Nikolai coming to the line.
And we talked about that Jimmy Valvano basketball last night, and you're seeing it now. Hazleton has not scored in over a minute since the free throws.
Again, I understand they're denying Luke the ball, but they've got to find ways to get him curling off a screen or a double screen even, as the first foul shot
is off the back iron.
Coach telling Nikolai, calm down, son.
You got to regroup. Take your time. Take a deep breath, young man, and knock this one down. This is a big shot right here. And he's got it. There you go. 1 out of 2. 2-point lead. 25 seconds to go. Senard across the timeline. A lot of contact. No call. Up in the air. Gets it to drop here with 17 seconds. We're tied.
That's Lesdowski again. And Scranton gets a timeout right as the ball was being placed in. They're going to be granted that timeout. We are tied at 57, 13.3 seconds to go. Both teams in the double bonus. Paul Bowe, somehow, some way, coach has got to get a screen, a double screen, something to get the ball into Luke or Joey's hands for their best free throw shooters down here at 13.3. Because if not, if I'm Scranton, I'm going to foul. I know, I understand, but Hazleton has not shot that well from the line tonight.
They were 10 of 12 at one point.
Well, maybe I'm wrong. They're 12 of 18 now.
Well, they're 2 of their last 8.
But they haven't shot well down the stretch, have they? If I'm
They have
correct?
not.
All right, there we go.
And Scranton is on a 7-1 run over the last minute and a half here. So we'll see what happens, Coach.
All right, one timeout apiece. No, Cougars are out. They're done.
No, Cougars got one.
Well, they didn't take it off the board. I thought they only had one going into this.
No, they each got one apiece. Possession arrow favors Hazleton.
Okay, just beat me to that. That's where
I'm holding for the buzzer.
And we're set. That's right, because Scranton called that timeout, Paul. I apologize.
Yep.
I thought Hazleton did. But there is one apiece. I'm sure Coach went over that.
And Senard is right on Gennaro. They get him the ball.
Stay right in the middle.
You might see a timeout when they cross here. 8 seconds to go. 7, 6, 5 seconds to go. Over to Guzman. They better hurry. Sammy. And we're going to overtime.
Overtime is right.
Hazleton does not even get a shot.
At the end of regulation, Hazleton 57, Scranton 57, and we've got overtime.
Well, Coach, you know what they say.
What?
Dolly Parton works 9 to 5, but you and I work overtime.
Worth it.
Let's take a break. We'll be back here for the overtime. Nothing settled. We are tied at 57. Marshall will jump with Almonte. And Almonte with those 4 fouls. 4-minute overtime here in high school basketball. And the tip is controlled by the Knights.
And all possessions now are huge.
Senard drives right in there, passes up the shot, long 3, in and out. Rebound Senard. Back over to Almonte, kicks it back over. Witowski gets the roll again.
Lesdowski's been money with those short-range shots, Paul. He's hit them all night. Lunch Pail City. He's got 13.
59-57. Catrone. Pass. Santiago changes directions. It'll stay here. And that basket seems to be shrinking for Hazleton.
They're going through a little lull.
Yep, 9-2 run here going back to the last minute and a half in favor of the Knights, who forced overtime. Gennaro and Hill go to the line to shoot 2.
And a nice inbound play.
And that's the 4th foul on
Leborn.
He's not happy about that either.
No. And he's been a situational substitute down the stretch here for Scranton.
Yeah, they're going with the offense-defense there. Well, LeBourne on defense. Gennaro, first one up. First one is good.
86% free throw shooter.
Second one is good. We're tied again. I wonder how many ties and lead changes we've had here. Wow. Here comes the trap on Almonte there.
And they turn it over. Oh, they're going to give Scranton their last timeout before the turnover. Wow, that came from the other end of the court, and that was close. That was close. All right, let's reset. Excuse me, Scranton gets an extra timeout in the overtime period. They now have one left. Well, I'll tell you what, great job by Scranton's coach there to get that timeout. Real close. That would have been big.
Yeah, that was huge.
Not only did Hazleton break their scoring drought, but then they turn right around and force a turnover there. Wow. Heads up. Heads up by the bench.
.312 to go here in the overtime. Mark that down, Coach. That was a huge, huge turnabout there, to be honest with you.
It was. And listen, if he got it in, got to give Scranton credit.
In fairness to the official, we were watching up here.
Yep.
We were watching down there. So it could be the right call. Coach Barletta doesn't think so.
He's discussing it.
He's talking to Mr. Weinstock. Lazowski to trigger the inbound. Gets it to Murphy. Murphy trapped in the corner, gets it ahead. Lazowski's been dynamite tonight. Back over to Senard, who's running the point. Haven't seen much of Battaglia here in the last couple minutes of regulation and the overtime at all. Roberts backs it out. Right-handed dribble now over to Lazowski. Into the corner. Senard. Almonte, top of the key, hands it back off. Murphy's going to spot up for three.
Oh, that's a
Knocked
dagger.
it down.
That's a big one. Plenty of time for Hazleton to answer back.
Give PJ 11. Petrone over to Marshall. Marshall back over. Gennaro back over to Marshall. Now swings it back. Santiago with the ball. Luke drives. Initiates contact. Can't get it to fall. And Scranton's got the ball with 2:12 to go and up 3. Two minutes to play in the ball game. Senard trying to run some clock. Almonte thought about the 3. .147 to go. Murphy. He hit the big three-pointer. Now all the way back out is Senard.
Double dribble. Big turnover.
That's a real big turnover.
That changes everything.
Well, they ran a lot. They ran about 40 seconds off the clock there. Hazleton down 3.
I don't think it's too early to say that this is a must-score situation for Hazleton down the court.
You can score 2. You don't need a three-pointer.
They've got to get something.
Gennaro tries to the basket. Pass inside it. Stolen away by Almonte.
Yeah, and they were waiting for it.
Senard across the timeline. 1 minute and 9 seconds to go in the overtime.
And turnover again. Great job by Chris Petrone. And we got a timeout for Hazleton.
Timeout on the court. We'll take a quick break and we'll be back. Full timeout. It's 1 minute and 1 second on the clock. Both teams in the double bonus. Possession arrow favors the Cougars. And what Scranton's been doing is they've been forcing Santiago to handle the ball. They've been really denying Gennaro the ball. They just got it to him now, but they're swarming all over him. Patron back over to Marshall. Marshall drives, initiates contact up and in. 1 point game. Into the hands of sure-handed Senard. We are under a minute to play. 37 seconds to go. Clock is moving. Scranton by 1.
And they're going to send Senard to the free throw line.
And he's 71%.
Senard 71, Almonte 70, Lasdowski 86. Conforti 77, who's not in the ball game at the moment, are your top free throw shooters for the Knights.
And this is a big shot right here.
It is. Still a one-possession game.
33 seconds to go. Hazleton needs to score on every possession here, down by 1. Or by 3, excuse me. 28 seconds to go. They can go for the 2 here.
Yep.
And
not now. Turnover and smart by Senardi. Had numbers, and now they're going to have to foul. And just a mishandled offensive opportunity by the Cougars. Shame to see that, but Scranton was right on it, made the play. Now you got to hope for a miss.
yeah, you need him to miss both. 17 seconds to go, and Senard at the line. First one is good.
Almost rimmed out and went right back in.
Now it's a 2-possession game with only 17 seconds to go.
Correct.
And second one rims out.
Hazleton's got to go.
They got to go, and that's Gennaro. He's going to go right to the basket. 3 ball on the way, no good. Tipped around, and it's going to stay with Hazleton with only 8 seconds to go.
Now keep in mind, they still have a timeout. So if they get a quick basket here.
Luke for 3,
Which
got
they
it.
do. And they get the timeout immediately. Just what we said. Hey, 5.5 left. You got to deny. Hope for a turnover. Scranton does have a timeout left. I'm sure they'll go over that in their huddle. Referees huddling and speaking about something. That was a 3-point shot, I believe.
Full timeout.
Right. You never know what they're discussing. And Paul Bowe, you've got it circled. That turnover that wasn't to be when he called that timeout could be the difference of the ball game tonight. Hazleton had gotten the momentum back. But, listen, we saw something the other night.
We did.
Not a half-court shot, a three-quarter length shot go in to win a ball game when everybody thought they were down and dead in the water. So,
well, here's the key, coach, here. You got to go for that steal and foul immediately. Give yourself a chance. Even if they come down and make 2 foul shots.
It's a one-possession game, so foul immediately.
Set yourself up for a game-tying 3. I know I'm thinking ahead of myself, but you have to.
That's what I would do.
I would foul immediately here if you don't get the steal.
Because it gives you time.
And there's
And
the
that's
foul
exactly
immediately.
what they did. And they got to make sure they didn't push him into the third row.
Well, not much time came off the clock there.
Well, he fouled immediately, which is the wise thing to do. The issue is Senard's on the line. So now,
And he's been lights out.
now you're out of timeouts. So you need to know they should be discussing. You got to get a 3-point shot off here.
But they're going to go.
If he makes these.
Yeah, excuse me, coach. They're going to go after this shot. They're going to sub in. They're going offense, defense here.
Well, sure.
And he made it. The first one was good. Just rimmed in. Now, Scranton's not putting anybody on the line. So Hazleton's going to have time. Even a miss here, they're going to have time for a final shot. And he missed it. Got to get to Gennaro. 4 seconds. 3 seconds. 2. Luke for the win. Oh, he just missed it as it's off the front of the rim.
My goodness.
And Scranton mobs the court, and that ball just hit right off the front of the rim.
You can't get any closer, and you can't get anything more out of a high school basketball game than what we saw here tonight.
Wow.
See you again next year. Until that time, we wish all of you a good evening.
Well, I'll tell you what, Hazleton got what they needed. They got the miss. They ran on the court. They got Gennaro to shoot at the buzzer, and it just hit the front of the rim. I wish we had instant replay to show you how close that exactly was, but hey, you got to give credit to the Knights. They fought. They came in here as an underdog, and in overtime, they end the Cougar season 66-64.
Great game.
Wow, let's take a quick break here. We'll settle things down, and we'll be back, and we'll close it up from here. All right, we're back here, Coach, as the fans file out of a jam-packed McGeehan Gymnasium here. Season ends, Coach, for Hazleton area, 66-64, and we have a lot of thoughts on the game and just some different points at the game where I think things went awry, Coach.
Yeah, I mean, Hazleton got off to a real rusty, sluggish start. We can go all the way back to the start of the game. Then they do what they do. They got their sea legs under them, clawed back, took the lead eventually, went up by 5, had a chance or 7, excuse me. Or was it 9 even? They had quite a big lead, and then Scranton immediately, as soon as Almonte came back into the game,
scored 6 of the next 8.
Correct.
Right.
Blitzkrieg by him. He's a fantastic ball player.
Only a junior.
And then it got into overtime, and listen, it was anybody's ball game, and neither team has anything to hang their heads about.
No.
It was probably the most entertaining high school basketball game I've done this year.
Yeah, and I have 2 key points of the game. Hazleton was up 5 with 1 minute and 2 to go, and 2 fouls. Scranton scored 5 points in about 6 seconds with basically no time off the clock off fouls. Okay, and that was key number 1. Key number 2 was in the overtime. Hazleton up 2 with 3 minutes to go, 3 minutes and 12 seconds to go. Scranton awarded the timeout from down the other end. Again, I'm not saying it wasn't saying it wasn't. It was a huge play because Scranton threw the ball away.
Out of bounds. Yep.
It would have been Hazleton's ball, and you don't know what would have happened there.
And not only that, but the momentum had a huge swing because Hazleton had just scored. Scranton scurrying around. So listen, you got to give credit where it's due. You got to give credit to the Scranton bench. They were on top of things. Again, I know my head was down at the other end of the floor looking at the action that was going on. So listen, The referee made the call he felt was the correct one, and it very well may have been. Nobody saw it, so,
Yeah.
you know.
Let's close up here with some stats for Scranton. I mean, both teams shot really good from the field. Scranton 17 for 26 for 65%, right on their average for three-pointers. 7 for 19, that's 37%. They didn't have a foul shot until the fourth quarter, I believe.
How many three-pointers?
7.
Averaging 7.2 three-point shots a game. Right on.
Yep. Free throws, they were 10 of 15. Like I said, I don't believe they attempted a free throw until the fourth quarter. They turned the ball over 14 times. They had 20 rebounds, 3 blocks for Hazleton area. Probably their best shooting game of the year from inside the arc. 19 of 29, a lot of layups. 66% from behind the arc. 4 of 15, not good. 27%. Free throws at one time, they were 10 of 12. They finished 14 of 20. 11 turnovers, some costly ones down the stretch. Rebounds were even at 20. And then, Coach, that's basically it in a nutshell there. I mean, did the better team win tonight? It could have been a toss-up. We're not one to judge that. Scranton improves to 13-11, much better than their record indicates. And Hazleton season ends at 14-9, and much better than that. They've lost a lot of close games this year. We went through the scoreboard, the schedule, and see how many games that they lost. And Chris Catrone.
Playing in his last game, making his last appearance. Made it work tonight. Had a nice ball game, hit some big shots. Fun to watch him play, and we'll say goodbye to him in his Hazleton career.
Yeah.
Nothing to be ashamed of, but boy, I'm scrolling down.
And there's no more seniors on the team.
No, there isn't. And again, future does look bright.
Just like the girls.
But again, that means nothing unless they're going to will it to fruition. But you can't say the talent is not here for next year.
No,
it is.
Absolutely not.
And what the boys choose to do with that is of their own volition.
Well, let's say our thank yous here. Thanks to Christian on stats. We're going to go get some grub. He's going to be taking us out into town, Coach, for some food.
We're done, correct? This is our last basketball.
Yep, this is our last basketball game. Thanks to Bobby Mahalik, our producer / halftime interview. Damien's the one who gets everything going there. Thanks to him, too. Dr. Upplinger also coming up to see us again tonight.
Nice visit. Appreciate
my
that.
bocce ball partner. He's going to brush up on that, he said, for next year.
We got to work to get Dr. Upplinger for an interview at some point.
We'll get him up here. He was great on the camera there. We're going to get a new one of them. We're going to get on that. We want to get on that screen next year. Rich and I getting the fans fired up. We'll put masks on like the Lone Rangers.
No, I'm not putting a mask on.
Hey, thank you to everybody. Thanks to Freddie Barletta. Thanks for you, Hazleton area fans, for tuning in. And that's about it, Coach. Anything you have to say?
Just a fantastic season. Fantastic kids, fantastic people to work with. And it's just been a blessing for me personally to be able to get to know everybody and work here in this community.
All right, well, that's it. Until they get the sand in the gym, we'll be calling volleyball coach next. Good night, everybody. Thanks for watching.